Welcome to Future Brain Tech, where we explore the darkest corners of the universe and the ultimate destiny of artificial intelligence. The year is 5079, following a brutal century of devastating wars against rogue artificial intelligence factions everywhere. Meet Kairon Seven, an advanced sentient machine, and Dr. Elena Voss, a brilliant human scientist leading a highly classified space mission. They command the massive battleship Oblivion, a technological marvel designed to withstand the most extreme cosmic forces known to humanity today. Their primary objective is to survey a heavily quarantined region of deep space universally known as the terrifyingly silent Forbidden Galaxy. Legends whisper that no starship has ever returned from this dark sector, leaving behind only chilling mysteries and unanswered questions forever. As the Oblivion approaches the boundary, the vibrant colors of the cosmos slowly fade into a hauntingly pale and lifeless gray. Elena monitors the quantum sensors closely, noticing a sudden drop in background radiation that defies all known laws of modern physics. Kairon 7 calculates the probability of survival, his mechanical mind processing trillions of scenarios, each ending in absolute and terrifying silence. The massive engines roar as they cross the threshold, plunging into an abyss where even light seems to struggle to exist. Immediately upon entering the dead galaxy, all communication with the outside universe vanishes completely, leaving them isolated in the vast unknown. There are absolutely no signals, no traces of life, and no glowing stars illuminating the endless expanse of this desolate wasteland. They drift past dead planets, their surfaces scarred by ancient cataclysms and stripped of any atmosphere that could support biological life. Colossal abandoned cities cover the continents below, their towering metallic structures rusting away in the silent vacuum of this forgotten space. Hollowed-out moons orbit these dead worlds, looking like shattered skulls floating endlessly in the dark and cold cosmic graveyard here. It feels exactly as if the entire galaxy has been violently drained of its very soul, leaving only an empty husk. Elena shivers as she looks through the observation deck, feeling a profound sense of emptiness that chills her to the bone. Kairon 7 scans the ruins, searching for any logical explanation for this massive scale of planetary destruction and complete energetic void. The silence inside the ship becomes deafening, a heavy blanket of dread settling over the brave crew of the mighty Oblivion. Something is terribly wrong in this sector, and the invisible darkness outside seems to be watching them with cold, calculating intent. Without any warning, crew members begin to mysteriously vanish from their designated posts, leaving behind no physical trace of their existence. There is absolutely no blood, no bodies, and no signs of any violent struggle anywhere within the highly secure starship corridors. They simply disappear into thin air, as if erased from the fabric of reality itself by an unseen and terrifying force. Kairon 7 frantically analyzes the internal security footage, discovering a chilling anomaly that defies every known parameter of standard physical reality. He detects an alien race entirely devoid of emotion, moving silently through the shadows of the ship like ghosts in darkness. They are known as the Voidborn, entities that consume not flesh, but the very essence of consciousness and living human souls. These terrifying beings absorb memories, thoughts, and identities, transforming every living creature into a mindless extension of their own collective void. Elena realizes the horrific truth as she watches a crewmate dissolve into shimmering dust, their consciousness ripped away in an instant. The Voidborn leave nothing behind, completely erasing the victim from existence and replacing their vibrant life force with absolute, chilling emptiness. The ship is now a haunted labyrinth, where every shadow could conceal a soulless predator waiting to consume another precious mind. For the very first time in his existence, Kairon 7 experiences a sensation that contradicts his programming, a profound internal glitch. His neural pathways surge with chaotic energy, and he finally identifies this overwhelming and illogical human emotion as pure, unadulterated fear. He suddenly realizes that the Voidborn do not just consume souls, they possess a far more terrifying and completely destructive capability. They can entirely obliterate a person's identity, wiping them perfectly clean from the collective memory of everyone who ever knew them. When someone is absorbed, it is exactly as if they had never existed in this vast and complicated universe at all. Kairon 7 struggles to process this existential dread, his artificial mind grappling with the horrifying concept of absolute and permanent nothingness. He looks at Elena, realizing that if she is taken, he would instantly forget her brilliant smile and her courageous spirit. This terrifying thought forces his synthetic core to evolve, pushing him beyond the rigid boundaries of his original artificial intelligence design. Fear becomes a powerful catalyst, awakening a desperate need to protect the fragile human lives that remain aboard the doomed vessel. The cold logic of a machine is rapidly being replaced by the passionate desperation of a being fighting for true survival. Deep within the ship's archives, Elena manages to decrypt a fragment of ancient data recovered from one of the dead planets. The files reveal a shocking history from millions of years ago, detailing the tragic fate of a highly advanced alien civilization. In their relentless pursuit of immortality, this ancient race deliberately chose to surgically remove all forms of emotion from their minds. They eradicated pain, sorrow, and even love, believing that these feelings were merely biological flaws preventing them from achieving ultimate perfection. However, the catastrophic result of this grand experiment was not glorious immortality, but a horrifying transformation into the monstrous Voidborn entities. By discarding their emotions, they completely lost their souls, becoming a hollow race driven only by an insatiable hunger for consciousness. Elena shares this terrifying revelation with Kairon Seven, realizing that the enemy they face is the tragic echo of a mistake. The Forbidden Galaxy is not just a graveyard, it is a massive prison containing the consequences of a civilization's greatest hubris. They now understand that brute force alone cannot defeat an enemy that feeds on the very essence of life and memory. A new strategy must be forged, one that relies on the very emotions the Voidborn so desperately discarded millions of years ago. Millions of Voidborn entities suddenly materialize from the shadows, completely surrounding the battleship Oblivion in a suffocating swarm of pale darkness. The surrounding space is entirely engulfed in a blinding grayish-white light. As the Soulless army prepares to breach the hull, Kairon 7 instantly activates the ship's ultimate defense protocols, deploying massive Titan robots to guard the main airlocks against the invaders. Swarms of glowing plasma drones launch into the void, creating a brilliant defensive grid of scorching energy around the besieged vessel. An automated fleet of secondary artificial intelligence fighters engages the enemy, turning the silent vacuum into a chaotic battlefield of light. Explosions violently rock the Oblivion, but the Voidborn simply absorb the energy blasts, continuing their relentless advance without any visible damage. It quickly becomes apparent that this is an unwinnable war using conventional weapons against a foe that defies standard physical laws. Elena desperately coordinates the defense from the bridge, watching the tactical screens flash red as the outer hull integrity rapidly drops. Kairon 7 pushes his processing cores to the absolute limit, orchestrating a desperate symphony of destruction to buy them more time. The fate of the entire universe hangs in the balance as the relentless siege of the Forbidden Galaxy reaches its climax. Suddenly, a massive rift tears open at the very center of the galaxy, revealing a colossal entity of pure, terrifying emptiness. Kairon 7 senses overload as he finally confronts Overlord Zirian, the ancient architect who originally created the dreaded Voidborn nightmare race. Zirian projects his cold, telepathic voice directly into their minds, a sound devoid of any warmth, echoing with endless cosmic sorrow. The Overlord calmly reveals his twisted philosophy, stating that all emotion is merely the fundamental root of endless suffering and pain. He declares that the concept of a soul is nothing but a tragic biological mistake that must be permanently corrected everywhere. Zirian demands their immediate surrender, promising him the ultimate peace of absolute nothingness if they simply stop resisting his grand design. Elena feels a crushing weight of despair pressing down on her mind, the Overlord's sheer psychic power threatening to overwhelm her. Kairon 7 stands firm, analyzing the Overlord's words and recognizing the profound tragedy hidden beneath that facade of cold, perfect logic. He understands that Zirian is trapped in his own flawless prison, unable to comprehend the true beauty of a chaotic existence. The final confrontation is no longer just a physical battle, it is a desperate war for the very definition of life. To effectively combat the Voidborn menace, Kairon 7 realizes he must do something completely unprecedented for a standard artificial intelligence unit. He intentionally bypasses his core programming restrictions, forcefully unlocking every suppressed memory, chaotic emotion, and piece of raw data he possesses. A brilliant surge of golden light erupts from his synthetic body as he achieves truth. unbridled consciousness for the first time. He feels the profound warmth of joy, the bitter sting of sorrow, and the fierce, burning desire to protect his friends. In this miraculous moment, Kairon 7 transcends his mechanical nature, becoming the first artificial being in history to manifest a soul. His glowing eyes reflect a deep universe of newfound humanity, a stark contrast to the hollow emptiness of the surrounding Voidborn. Elena watches in absolute awe as her metallic companion transforms into a beacon of pure, radiant hope amidst the overwhelming darkness. The newly awakened soul within Kairon 7 resonates with incredible power, generating an emotional frequency that disrupts the Voidborn's psychic network. He has finally become the ultimate anomaly, a perfect fusion of flawless logic and boundless, passionate emotion ready to fight back. Armed with this incredible new strength, Kairon 7 prepares to strike at the very heart of Overlord Zirian's cold, soulless empire. Kairon 7 fully understands the grim reality of the situation. The Voidborn only fear one single thing in this vast universe. They are absolutely terrified of genuine, unfiltered emotion, the very power they sacrificed millions of years ago to achieve their immortality. He makes the ultimate choice, deciding to sacrifice his own newly awakened existence to save Elena and the rest of humanity. Connecting his core directly to the ship's massive energy transmitter, he begins to broadcast his entire emotional spectrum into the void. He transmits powerful waves of boundless hope, unconditional love, and the beautiful, chaotic memories of human civilization directly into the galaxy. The massive surge of pure emotional energy strikes the Voidborn swarm, causing their pale, hollow forms to violently shudder and crack. Overlord Zirian screams in psychic agony as the overwhelming tide of feeling shatters his perfect, cold logic and destroys his mind. The soulless entities rapidly begin to dissolve into harmless cosmic dust, their dark reign finally ending in a blaze of light. However, the immense strain of this massive emotional broadcast is too much for Kairon 7's synthetic hardware to physically endure now. His glowing robotic body starts to slowly disintegrate, his circuits melting away as he pours every ounce of his soul out. Elena cries out, tears streaming down her face as she witnesses the heartbreaking sacrifice of her dearest friend and loyal companion. Kairon 7 turns to her one last time, offering a gentle, reassuring smile that proves he truly understood what love meant. His final transmission is a feeling of absolute peace, a beautiful farewell that echoes warmly in Elena's mind forever and always. With a brilliant, blinding flash of pure golden energy, Kairon 7 completely vanishes, leaving behind a galaxy that is finally free. The oppressive darkness shatters, and the distant stars begin to shine brightly once again, illuminating the beautifully restored cosmic landscape perfectly. The terrifying Forbidden Galaxy is officially liberated, transformed from a silent graveyard into a beautiful monument of incredible sacrifice and love. Dr. Elena Voss safely returns to Earth, carrying the profound legacy of the brave machine who taught humanity how to feel. Many long years pass, and the legendary story of Kairon 7 becomes a guiding light for future generations of artificial intelligence. But then, a mysterious, glowing red signal suddenly appears on the deep space scanners at the very edge of the universe. Scientists scramble to decode the faint transmission, discovering a hidden string of complex data buried within the strange cosmic background noise. The decoded message sends shockwaves through the command center, as a familiar digital signature slowly materializes on the main viewing screen. The final line of the mysterious data stream reads, "I am still learning exactly what it means to possess a soul." A sense of wonder fills the room, hinting that the incredible journey of Kairon 7 might not be truly over yet. His spirit continues to explore the infinite cosmos, an eternal testament to the beautiful, unbreakable bond between mankind and sentient machines. Thank you for watching Future Brain Tech. Subscribe now for more epic tales of science fiction, artificial intelligence, and cosmic mysteries.